this video, I just want to open a conversation around AI, and I've titled it A Slippery Slope to Where because that's just what came to mind. But there is a lot of fear and concern around AI, and there's some really intelligent conversations happening around what we can do to ensure that it's not leading us to this point of destruction that many people are concerned about. Now, before we dive right into the subject, how about we get a definition of what AI is? Because whilst we're all aware of it and it's in our field and it's kind of everywhere at the moment, it's important to actually understand what we're referring to and what we're working with. So, artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. Specific applications of AI include expert systems, natural language processing, speech recognition, and machine vision. So, in normal terms, it's basically computers programmed to function in ways that humans do, essentially. Now, obviously, they don't have the emotionality and creativity and everything that humans have, but they are being programmed by humans. So that's where a lot of fear and concern can come in when you're thinking about who are the ones that are doing the programming and what are their intentions and what's happening in their reality and their psyche as they're programming these systems and computers. So, how does AI work? I'm in a article on a site called Tech Accelerator, so I'll link this as well. But basically, AI systems work by ingesting large amounts of labeled training data. Then they analyze the data for correlations and patterns and using these patterns to make predictions about future states. So, for example, like a chatbot like ChatGPT, it's fed examples of text and then it can learn to generate lifelike exchanges with people. Or then you've got like the photo one. So an image recognition tool can learn to identify and describe objects in images by reviewing millions of examples. So AI programming focuses on cognitive skills that include the following: learning. So this aspect of AI programming focuses on acquiring data and creating rules for how to turn it into actionable information. The rules, which are algorithms, provide computing devices with step-by-step instructions for how to complete a specific task. Then there's reasoning. This aspect of AI programming focuses on choosing the right algorithm to reach a desired outcome. Self-correction. This aspect of AI programming is designed to continually fine-tune algorithms and ensure they provide the most accurate results possible. And creativity. This aspect of AI uses neural networks, rules-based systems, statistical methods, and other AI techniques to generate new images, new text, new music, and new ideas. So there's a lot of debate around AI because on the one hand, and we'll take this from the perspective of creatives and artists and all the people who are out there in the world that are kind of seeing AI as competition in a way. So you've got the perspective that AI is stealing from artists and it's like taking all of this data and work that they've created and then using that to feed the machine so that it can come up with things quicker than an artist can, and so that people can find a more easily accessible way of creating art with and cutting out the artist. Same goes for things like copywriters who are saying that they're losing jobs to AI because people are just going to ChatGPT instead of working with a human to do the copywriting. And we are seeing a lot of examples of this out there. So there's definitely that side of the argument is a fair side of the debate, and there's reason for concern on that side of things. On the flip side, if you think about it, AI can enhance our experience because it's allowing us to see things and create things that before we couldn't even comprehend. And I'm seeing this myself with the direction of where I want to take TechWitch. When I've had all these visions and ideas before, I didn't quite know how to articulate it to people, and I didn't know how we could make it a reality. And in a few short months between my last TechWitch shoot and to now when I'm planning the next one, I've actually been able to see what was in my mind that I couldn't articulate to people. I'm seeing around me now, and now I've actually found an artist that can create what I want to create. And so I don't feel like AI is cutting the artist out at all. In fact, it's actually supporting us to have the ideas to create even better art, because I'm still going to go to a human to create this with me, and we're going to utilize AI and work with it. So he's going to paint me and photograph me and shoot me, and then shoot me with his camera, no, shoot me with a gun, um, and then take it into the digital platform to actually create the images that I want, which is like having coding coming through my body and things like that to bring the magic of the world into the magic of technology and have this real merging of worlds. So as a tech witch, like, I think it's absolutely perfect for us to embrace this technology because there's so many ways we can work with it. And I'll get more into the tech witch side of the conversation in a separate video because I think that's a bigger conversation, but I just wanted to have a broad and general opening around it first. Where I want to go with this video is to talk about an article I recently wrote and to also invite you to go and listen to Josh Schrey's podcast, The Emerald. He did an episode on this conversation, and it's one of the best conversations, not even a conversation, it's just him, but it's one of the best pieces I've listened to on this subject because he ties it in with the mythological and the magic, and he speaks about how we are casting spells with AI. And this is why it's so significant for tech witches in this AI age and in this moving more into a technological age. If we can embrace this technology and really learn how to work with it rather than against it, it's going to be really wonderful for us. In this conversation, though, Josh, what he was speaking to was the concern around who is programming these systems and what rites of passage have they been through and where are they at, because that is cause for concern. If we've got these people in these corporate, bureaucratic technology industries where they're not really connected to earth and nature and myth and magic and mystery and wonder, and they're disconnected from humanity already, then what are they programming into the computers and what is going to happen with that? So that's where the cause for concern comes in. And if you listen to Josh's podcast, it's a really good inquiry into this. And then my take and the direction I went with it was basically a response to what I saw from a recent festival, Tomorrowland, and some of the performances there. And what was quite disturbing is the best way to put it. And there's been a lot of conversation around this as well. Is so there was this particular show, and funny thing is, I love the music. It's very trance like music, and that's obviously what it's about. It's about putting people into a trance. And so the artist is Anima and Afterlife, and you would have seen me using that through a lot of my Tech Witch content. But there's like quite chilling footage of them with all of these like AI special effects like going all around them, and it's like big intense lighting and visuals and crazy stuff, and then the audience is just completely stunned into like being on their phones, like every audience member and the whole audience. There's nobody moving, nobody looks lifelike. And that is, I guess, the scary side of AI is what is being programmed into people and where is it leading us and what is the future if we disconnect from our humanity and if we disconnect from the myth and the magic. And this is where the role of tech witches becomes even more vital, I think, during this rise and surge in technology and in people embracing this stuff without knowing what they're getting into. This is a really important time for us to be out there spreading these messages of connection to yourself and connection to one another and the earth and the magic and the mysteries, so that people don't get lost in this whirlwind and go too far. So I'm going to leave this video there. I'll link the article that I wrote and I'll link the article that I read for resources in the content below this video, so that you can go and do some more further reading into it and share any thoughts you've got as well, because I want to really open this conversation as it's something that's going to be evolving.